Hi everyone, Shelby and Madonna. We thought we would do a group consciousness balance today about
A little bit of everything.
a little bit of everything, the craziness that's going on in the world. So that it's sort of the goal is for you to watch it, feel it, take in this information and allow the healing. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Feels like some good group consciousness stuff is what we need. And I'm not quite buying into the whole governments are trying to take over the whole world and
There are easier ways, I think.
I think there would be easier ways. Okay. So what do you think the goals are throughout this crisis?
Well, we want to minimize the infection and death rate, I think.
Yeah.
But with everything going on, I think also trying to minimize the impact on the economy.
Yes.
That, to me, it feels like it should be a pretty significant priority.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Or at least that's where my stresses lie.
Yeah, so it's about helping the general consciousness be so aware of the economy so we don't do anything silly as individuals that are going to mess with the economy
Like
as
buy
well.
up all the toilet paper.
Yeah, 7 weeks worth in one day.
When do you plan to use
Mm-hmm. How crazy. I was so glad when I heard it was going on in other places other than Australia as well. That made me feel not so bad. Okay. So, and your brain, you've been feeling a bit anxious because obviously it's been affecting you and your household,
Yeah.
you know, financially. So how have you been feeling?
Just stressed.
Yeah.
And like I've said before, when I stress about one thing, it always, splinters off into the different ways that it can affect not just me, but like people around me, people I've never met.
Yeah.
There's always just multiple fractions of fact.
So you're acutely aware of how it's affecting everyone.
Yeah. And I can feel my brain kind of shutting down in ways. I'm worrying about too much and I can't focus on normal day-to-day stuff. Like speaking.
She's been stuttering a bit today. Her words not quite coming out as coherently as normal.
I think people are getting impatient with me. It must be worse than you know how you finish someone's sentence? People are trying to finish the word for me.
Oh yeah, right. That's funny.
They're like, here you go. This is it. Let's move on.
Okay, hold up. Okay, not too bad. Hold. But yes, so we'll just calm those adrenals down. Let's check the center of gravity. See where we are in the world at the moment. And hold. Okay. Yeah, right. The doing side's exhausted. So let's have a look and sort of, I might see whether or not there's stuff going on within the grief in our systems about this. Okay. Yeah, so it's the masculine, the doing. Are you getting frustrated with the craziness going on around the world? Like the individual selfishness of individuals, or?
I think so.
Yeah.
I understand that when people get scared, they don't necessarily think things through.
Yeah.
But it's hard to look at some people who have gone, kind of off the deep end and not feel bitter towards them for not realizing that they're hurting other people with it.
And just say that was all the last toilet paper on the whole planet. Do you want to be that person who's hoarded it? And
no, not if you're not going to then share it. If your intent wasn't something along the lines of, I took it all to stop somebody else from setting it on fire or something.
Yeah. And perhaps the doing's exhausted because, you know, there's a lot to do to get back into the system and to, make sure everything's okay within your life so things don't fall apart.
Yeah.
And how many people just live that 1-2 weeks away from not having anything?
A lot of people rely on every paycheck that comes in because that's the only guarantee they have.
Yeah.
And that is its own kettle of worries right there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so the cerebellovermis is showing up. This one is it's to do with when the worries and what's going on, there's not a coherent match between them. So, you know, like we can be worrying so much, but then we're being told all this stuff, but we just sort of mix and match our worries so that everything feels way too big.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, but it's messing with your feel-good hormones. Are you sleeping okay?
Actually, yeah.
Good.
If anything, it's getting out of bed that's become harder.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just too tired.
Yeah. Worrying is exhausting. It really does take a lot of mental energy. Do you feel like you could potentially be on the edge of some depression?
That's always a possibility.
Yeah. So subclausal gyrus, it's that little part of the brain to do with the pathways with depression.
Well, as you know, I already have it, so
yeah,
it's always a matter of it's there, and I can't necessarily keep it away forever.
Yeah.
I have low points.
Yeah. And there's this big stuff going on at the moment, and it's wanting to run away. So your brain just is like, "This is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm out of here."
While I'm at the peak of stressing about everything, the depression won't hit.
Yeah.
It's when I stop doing that I'm more going to be likely to crash. And with how intense things are, when I do crash, it'll probably be pretty hard.
Yeah.
That's just how things tend to balance.
Yeah. Meds are feeling pretty good at the moment, though.
Yeah, I actually haven't had a low in quite a while, so that was nice.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
Yeah, that was lovely in the past.
All those nice, happy feelings.
Before COVID-19 hit. So this is frustration. And it's the situation, isn't it? There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to ride this out.
As a common man, it's hard to make a difference in this particular thing. Like, even if there was a GoFundMe for the cure, I wouldn't have enough to go to fund it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's reactivated that noradrenaline, assuming long-term stress, switching off your serotonin, making it harder just to relax. It's hard to relax when every 2 minutes on the news or Facebook or the radio we're hearing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, daughter-in-law being in the travel industry, she's just getting updates.
Oh.
All day, every day at the moment.
Oh, she wouldn't be able to avoid it.
No, it's part of her job.
Poor thing.
There's another reticular activating circuit. Okay, so this one's a pain and punishment circuit. So once again, I'll get my emotions that connect to it again. Yeah, right. So feeling alone, responsible for yourself. Is your belief that the government will step in and you'll be okay, or is your belief that you could just be, fall through the cracks?
I think the government's going to do their best.
Yeah.
Where I stand in that, I have no idea.
Yeah. That's sort of how I feel. Yeah, but your brain has gone into, it's all about me. Not in a bad way, but you're responsible for yourself, and
yeah.
And if you don't sort out your stuff, who is? Let's see if there's any ego defense mechanisms tied up in that. Not really. That's pretty impressive, because a lot of the ego defense mechanisms are about either minimizing the stress or avoiding the stress or running away or going into pain. None of that is showing up, so that's impressive. Let's see where we are with the grief gauge. There's something in here though. Oh, it's just straight under fear. Okay. Fear of loss. Yeah, fear of the future. I'm feeling insecure. Okay. That makes sense. Oops. Okay. So far you've been sounding really rational about everything. You feel like you're...
I always try to rationalize things. Yeah. That's, like, I always overanalyze. I always try to rationalize. I just like to try and think logically.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me feel better, but it makes me feel smarter. I'll take it.
That's right. Okay, so let's see which chakras we need to pick up in relation to... Actually, we'll see whether it's chakras or conscious brain pathways, which is a priority. It's not a chakra. Figure 8 energy with tuning forks. Okay, so which combination? Small intestine. Small intestine, gallbladder. So small intestine is in the fire element in Chinese medicine. It's to do with love, joy, hate, you know, so a real imbalance with things being out of kilter. Yeah, gallbladder energy is about externalized frustration, which is what we're seeing. We're seeing that on the news constantly. People are really stressed. It's not coming out in the best human behavior.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
They're both yang meridians, which is interesting. So they're both, you know, so the yin are the female meridians, the yang are the male. So it's externalized. You can feel it, you know. You're not hiding it.